Nigerians, I know say una never hear. Peter Obi don set another record. Make una lis ten to this interview. This lawyer don expose a lot for inside this video for the sake of peace. Make una no allow President Tinubu, Wike or any APC supporter to see this video. If you dey support APC, no watch this video because this lawyer don expose a lot for inside this particular video, this interview where Shehu dey ask this lawyer so many questions about the happenings in this country. But na wetin e come tell President Tinubu at the ending of this video. Na wetin I no go let me President Tinubu hear. Make una watch the video and make una share the video.
You've refused to tell us, who do you think has the capacity you're talking about? Out of the candidates that could be on the ballot.
Shehu, I'll tell you sincerely and humbly that project vote competency and capacity will subject them to an incentive crucible. We'll look at the manifesto yet again.
So you are not working for anyone? You are not speaking for anyone?
Not now, Shehu.
But you could do that later?
I could do that later.
Are you likely to work for Bola Tinubu?
I don't know, Shehu. Just like if you ask me if you're likely to work for P2B, I don't know. We're going to subject their manifesto
but to Atiku Abubakar, you know for certain you will
not
I
won't work for Atiku Abubakar.
But there's a possibility you work for Tinubu?
Shehu, like I said, I don't know yet.
Give us an understanding, because today we saw the minority caucus coming out to say, if you cannot lead, leave. That is what they were telling.
Strong words, and I love it. That's where you understand where I'm coming from. Strong words. I saw your program, and I saw that debate and discussion. I love it. That's what a National Assembly should do. That is what, because their responsibility is to oversight the activities of the executive. But unfortunately, Akpabio's, and permit my choice of words, they're mine. Akpabio's National Assembly and the Senate is rogue. Akpabio's National Assembly and the Senate is but rubber stamp to the executive, and with horrendous insecurity. The National Assembly should call the president to order, should call the security apparatus to order, and challenge him. If you can't defend and protect lives and properties, resign. And that should be the minimum. And I salute the minority caucus and I celebrate that stand.
I mean, is it fair to discard or ignore the effort this government says it's making in terms of security? And if they describe the president and this government as a failure in terms of security, is that fair?
Let me put the facts before you. The statistics says that in 3 years, we have lost more lives than we lost in 8 years of Buhari's administration. What does it say? That this government has failed regarding security. Statistics puts it that more Nigerians are held in captivity today as you and I talk than they were in 8 years of Buhari. What does it say about the presidency? Failure on security. I think when you have facts and figures, there's no need to grandstand.
President Bola Tinubu said the painful economic reforms, some of the efforts that are being made today are necessary for a more prosperous future.
Macroeconomics figures, yeah?
3 years into this administration, has the pain been justified by measurable gains?
No, not in any way. Shehu, let me give you an instance. There is profligacy. There's massive opulence at the level of political leadership. Buying new cars, buying new aircraft.
So they are living lavishly.
And then you're asking the people to tighten their seatbelt. Leadership should be number one. Leadership should take responsibility for what happens. And if leadership, like Mitt Romney said when he was running for president against Barack Obama, it's a leader show the way. You don't ask me to tighten my seatbelt. You don't ask me to bear with you. You don't ask me to endure hunger, whereas you're living in opulence and profligacy. I think that this government must and should lead by example. And that's why I think that maybe, just perhaps, those around the president are not fair enough to tell him the truth. And yesterday I was telling somebody that I think the wife, Senator Remi Tinubu, should be able to talk to our dear president and tell him that there's a disconnect You don't continue to throw macroeconomic figures, whereas our people are poorer and hungrier today than they were 3 years ago.
Do you think that Nigerians are likely to punish Bola Tinubu for his policies?
Yes, I think so. But Shehu, I'm a realist, and that's why I told you that my present mandate is to teach and talk to our young people to think and talk about competency and capacity. Why won't they punish this government if the government doesn't rise to the urgency of now? You don't need rocket science. And that's why I think that if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu wants to win 2026, he should go to he should put on a working booth, fold his sleeves, wear a helmet, and get down to work. Platitudes.
Is it not too late for that? Can he still salvage the situation?
My mentor, Rolihlahla Madiba, said that it's never late to do the right thing. And my mentor, Mahatma Mohandas Gandhi, said something that's very instructive, that when you wake up and you want to transform a society, that it doesn't take years. It takes first the commitment to do right, and second, the effort to fulfill that purpose. And I tell you, it doesn't take months to do what we're asking government. We're not talking about rocket science.
You are inferring that there's a likelihood that this government might lose the election based on its policies.
Very well, yes.
And you are also saying that there is a possibility that this government can turn things around within the next few months.
They've got about 6 months to do a lot. And Shehu, let me give you an instance. There's a way to get back, and that's why I salute Usifo, the TUC president. There was something he said. There's a way to get back some kind of subsidy and immediately transform the living conditions of the Nigerian people. You ask me how. Now, when President Jonathan removed subsidy, he introduced what you call Shopee. Now, you remove subsidy and you're saying that states are making much more money. There's a pool to which you can pull these resources. And then, number one, ensure that the salaries of workers are improved upon. You can't give them 70,000 when the value of things in the market is horrible. There's a way to directly impact the people, not sharing of rice and cash stipends. You must constructively engage the people and ensure that when people get home, they have food to eat.
Yeah.
When young people who are looking for jobs are asking for jobs, the jobs created. It's a major emergency that if this government is truly sincere, it can work on. And Shehu, I'm not going to give consultancy for free. There's a lot that can happen in 6 months if this government is serious and ready.
There are those who think that, opposition has made it easier for Bola Tinubu to win the 2027
Strong
presidency.
argument. Shehu, strong argument.
You agree?
Strong argument, yes. Let me tell you why. And that's why I told you that the obedience, the mob can be somewhat more emotional and emotive than logical sometimes. When I wrote my last article on these issues, I said, if the opposition does not coalesce, they will be coronating Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. When you have several top political candidates from the opposition against an incumbent, it becomes very difficult to defeat him, because all those who want change will vote their different candidates. And those who want him to continue will vote him one candidate. So you're inadvertently coronating Bola Ahmed Tinubu come 2027. What the opposition must do is sit down, reconcile their differences, meet their interests, and come like what Tinubu did with Buhari in 2013, 2014.
Is that not too late in the day?
No, it's not.
They've emerged on their different political parties.
Yes, but you can step down and endorse another candidate.
With your own experience, what pairing, because you are talking about coalescing, people working together, what pairing on the ballot can defeat Bola Tinubu?
Shehu, you're impossible. You're impossible. You are driving me to a cul-de-sac, which is a bit different from what I am here about. I'm here to tell Nigerians to think. There are a lot of pairings.
You are the one that you're proposing a solution, and your solution is that opposition come together.
A P2B is a good candidate. A good vice presidential candidate will do well with him without the many. A Hashim Benga Olawekpa is a fantastic candidate. I know him well, fought the military in the days of June 12, and I believe in his ideology. And he can make a good candidate and worthy of support. A Donald Duke. What I'm doing, Sheung, is to provoke a thinking that is needful to take our country away from the morass to the amazing place of promise.
If Nigeria were to go to the polls today, how do you think the polls will turn out?
Today, as it is.
As it is right now, as we're sitting.
With the variegated candidates, Tinubu will win.
Like, with how many percentage?
Painfully, a landslide. I'll give you 3 reasons. There are those who believe that Atiku is their option on their candidate. They will vote Atiku. There are those who, in the opposition, believe that Peter Obi Kwakwanso is the alternative on the option. They will vote them. There are those who believe that Donald Duke will be the way out of the morass. They will vote him. There are those who believe that Gbenga Olaokbo is the solution. They will vote him. There are those who believe that my very good friend and brother, Omoyele Sowore, is the solution. They will vote him. So, invariably, the votes from the opposition, those seeking a new deal and a new day, will be badly divided. And those who are standing on the mandate, those who, along perhaps with their 32 governors and counting, who vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, these are the statistics. And this was what I warned. And I'm still warning. I'm saying to the opposition, if we truly love country, we should bury our ego, our aids, and our ambition and think of our country, put country first, and meet in a bedroom, resolve the contradictions, think and work for country, like Bola Ahmed Tinubu did with Buhari in 2013.
But there are those who argue that this election might end up like the Third Republic, a 1979 scenario, 1983 scenario.
1983.
Where regional sentiment held sway. But I mean, in the real sense of it, you had ruled out Atiku Abubakar. But those who think that the pairing that could actually break the camel's back would have been a 2019 pairing of Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, that would be unassailable. That way, Tinubu cannot have a way to come back.
It would have been amazing. But you see, like I said again, we have a vibrant movement that is very emotional and emotive. That vibrant movement has said is a no-no. And Peter Obi is inclined to listening to that movement. And that's the challenge that we have. They have said no to an Atiku Obi pairing. I have said, I have my reservations about an Atiku presidency, not because of what the people say in the market square, but because if you must build a generation that is responsible and responsive, if you must build a politics that thinks about Generation Next, we shouldn't in 2027 have a president that's 81. We're not Cameroon. You know,
you don't think Peter Obi, Kwankwaso Obiani can do the job?
They can do a lot.
But they cannot win. Can they defeat Bola Tinubu?
It will be difficult. With the number of candidates on the other side, it will be difficult.
Do
Almost
you think
impossible.
Do you think Peter Obi should have stayed back in ADC?
I was one of those who thought that way. I thought that there should have been more discussions than allowing ego, aids, and ambition obviate the need for a coalition. I was one of those who said, and I did that in several writings, that what Peter Gregory Obi should have done was to go into the bedroom with Atiku and say, I won't leave you until you tell me what you want. I need your support. And get other people to talk to him. And perhaps, you know, there's something Gandhi said, that when a position is passionate and true, even the devil will oblige. You know, I think that what happened was that individual ego, aids, and ambition came in the way. I believe that if we must salvage our country, we must begin to think beyond individual aids, ambition, and ego.
I need some clarity on some statements that you have made. You once said that Nigeria's democracy is in the intensive care unit.
That's right.
And you have blamed some people for it. You blame Dave Umahi, Minister of Works, the Minister of the FCT, Yensom Wike. Why? Are these the people you're referring to as the problem of Nigeria? Why?
They are part of the problems with Nigeria. And let me say clearly that for me, I think that Yesom Wike is not only cantankerous, is not only garrulous, is not only talkative. He belongs to the school where civility, moderation, and discipline is distant. I think that the time has come for those who are close to him to tell him that in the 21st century, in the year of our Lord 2026, people should have some decorum and decency. It's not about winner takes it all. Look at what he made of River State. And then with Umahi and his garrulous tendencies, and remember the statement about Tinubu becoming the culmination of Biafra, and I asked myself, what's the correlation? You know, when people sound like jesters in the market square, when people sound like people who are unable to process thought and issues, when people are too political rather than logical, it gives me a chill. And that's actually why I'm saying that these men are the ones who are doing damage to the Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency and doing damage to our democracy. They consistently not only put our democracy in jeopardy, they have consistently turned court jesting, deceit, debauchery, and falsehood to an act of state.
I mean, as a lawyer, are you slightly getting overboard with your statement? For example, when you describe President Tinubu as a coward, you refer to Wike as soulless and dancing naked in the marketplace. Are those not extreme statements?
No, those words do not go to, they're not insults, they're adjectives. They describe tendencies. When a man is unable to face the challenges, particularly with respect to insecurity and several things, it's cowardice. When a man addresses press conferences rather than facing the issues that border the Federal Capital Territory, and he's always joining issues with politicians and political interests, it's been garrulous and soulless. I think those words are advisedly mine, and I maintain to the strongest pre-election those positions. I think that what I expect of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is to understand that the buck stops at his table, and he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. If this armed forces is not delivering, rejig it and get those who will deliver. Nigerians want to be safe in their country, and Nigerians want to toil and thrive. You know, Shehu, let me tell you clearly, beyond politics and politics, if we can't secure this country and allow farmers to return to the farms, this hunger that we have today will be a child's play compared to what we have in 2027. So I think that this government must show bravery rather than cowardice. And that's what I'm talking about.
If President Tinubu wins in 2027, what do you think will happen?
I just hope something gives before then. And they ask me, I just hope he wakes up to remove from the pre-election to court jesters being his main man and rises to getting people who truly care about our country. I just hope things change before then. I just hope he rediscovers himself. I just hope that the government wakes up to the urgency of now. If it doesn't happen and he wins in 2027, Shehu, we'll all be in trouble.
Thank you for watching that video. So guys, before you leave, look at it down here. Do well to subscribe and also put on your notification bell so that whenever we upload any video in this great platform, you will be the first to see it. And please don't forget to drop your comment at the comment section what you think about this video, your opinion as well. See guys, this is where I'm going to end the video, and I will see you guys some other time.